Good evening, Internet. Good morning, Internet. Good afternoon, some parts of the Internet. We're here for No Toad Monday, or Monday No Toad if you like that better. No Toad Racing League, Monday night ARCA, coming to you from the frozen cornfields of Iowa. As you can see, we sent Rafter and Sid out here with scoop shovels and a butane lighter, and they've got the track looking good for tonight. We're finishing up practice here. Got, looks like 12 minutes and some change of that. We're looking at the Nodge. John Crutchley, famously the one of us who actually has fans. Here's Oliver Tram and the 002, who earlier was, well, he was practicing. Let's just get that out. He was practicing. He's doing practice. You want to get it all out of your system. Just get it on. And look over here. Matt Piercini, sitting on pit road. Well, why would we be talking about him? He's fastest in practice. He also won the practice race that we just had on Friday. Sid, the 19 Mac Tools, tooling around here. He's got the second fastest lap of the group. See, we got Tyler. Tyler Merritt is apparently just gone. It's weird. Oliver's sitting fourth. We'll switch these over here and just bring the tower up. Goff is apparently got it parked too. We just don't have a whole lot of cars on the track here. We're running, doing some running here, finishing out practice. Let's ride along here. Just come into pit lane, man. All right, let's see if Tyler's back out. There we go. We'll ride on with him. He's just coming out. Right on to 3. Oh, got one on the fence. Oh, that was Oliver again. Like I said, you get that out of your your system. Let's see, this shows me left pit lane. I don't know if we'll see this, but we'll try and take a look here. Nope. He left pit lane and decided he was just going to try it again. This should be Alex Goff. And it is. That all pink Hubba Bubba Chevy. Paint scheme's so good you could just eat it up, couldn't you? Alright. We're about getting there, guys. We got just under 10 minutes left for practice. We're currently trying to work a deal with Sarge to get Kyle to come back, or as we generally refer to him, Sexy Waltrip. All the unfortunate jokes about the Jaguars last week got him kind of set off to the side. We should have him. Also should have Kendall Kerr pop it in. He was kind enough to come in and give us some words of wisdom and actually give the broadcast something worthwhile. Flip on through here. Robert Hottenbach. That man, the paint scheme king. We'd pestered him about that. He said that is just kind of a fantasy sort of a blend scheme, and it just looks fantastic. I like it. I like it a lot. Mr. Joshua Kohner running the real tree, and maybe he's, I thought he had a case of the blips last race, so, or something between me and him. It's hard telling. Switch on here. And doing the kind of single broadcast, you got to stop and type, because I can't type and talk because I will just type what I'm saying. Oh, actually, man, Sid and Merritt, Turan, oh, Rafter, Mean Rafter. There's Mean Rafter. He's within a quarter of a second. Goff's only 2,700s behind. Got a lot of cars right up on top of each other here. Iowa usually gives out a very solid race. You know, you have some strategy. You also have some just speed. You've got tires to take care of. You get some fuel run. No toads. You know, we don't run full tank of gas. That way, you know, you've got to come in and pit. You can't just get in and just burn it up for the whole race. Looks like we have got well, I thought we were going to have more than that. I thought Joe was going to make a run at it with Matt. Crown Royal, that oh man, what, Jamie McMurray, Matt Kenseth, I think both ran that. Oh, that was Oliver again. He's giving it Oliver that he can. Now that's just a little slip and slide. That's nothing. He'll be fine. Part of the bail bonds. Oh, forward numbers. John Barton, what are you doing? Oh, well, he's always been forward thinking, and now his numbers reflect that. I don't know if he's got... Well, I don't think we've got Dustin. I don't see our other Barton brothers bail bondsman. Fighting through some technical difficulties, and we've also got a well, Tyler's rubbing up against the wall there. Kind of looks like when cats are being real friendly, rubbing up against your legs. That was less than ideal. We know who it is. Say it with me. Old Sticky Fingers himself, Jason Benson. Running that Stay Puft Marshmallow scheme. Well, we're getting a little late, but so I won't slaughter everybody's name. We're gonna have a better way of doing that next week. All right, so we got a couple more that are coming in. We've got some of them that we're kind of. I think everybody in the world's fighting off this COVID in all its various forms. So we got some that are missing, so we might have a little bit of a lighter field, but we're gonna make the best of it that we can. Christopher Harrison rolling around here. Rowdy Camry. Roy Hyde in the 305. It's another fast cat. Oh, there goes Oliver again. He, with these ARCA cars, there's kind of a delicate balance, really, of getting off. There's Tyler just checked it too. Coming up off of 4 when you get on the gas, these cars will rotate on you. As you can see, they are all about just turning you and bringing you around. Kind of look, there's more smoke. I was not exactly. It definitely isn't Daytona. You're not going to just take off and hammer it and go. You got to finesse it a little bit. Well, I've got Kendall here, and see if that don't get you in here. All right, Kendall, do I have you now?
Can you hear me?
There we go.
All right. I'm out making some laps right now in the 21 car. Iowa's a great track. I think it might be my favorite track on the sim, honestly, if I had to pick one. So I kind of come from a dirt background, so a lot of throttle input on the exit of the corners here. You know, just playing with the throttle to not over-rotate these ARCA cars, but you can run these track low, you can run it high, you can run it in the middle. It's a dang good racetrack.
And being in Iowa, I mean, that just makes it way more gooder.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, Iowa's a great state, but most of the country doesn't know that, and I feel like that might be the one thing that's holding it off the Cup schedule, unfortunately. So I think if this racetrack was located somewhere outside Chicago or outside any of the major metropolitan area, it'd already be on the Cup schedule.
Yep, that is be a lot of people that go, a lot of people from this area, which now we'll be able to have St. Louis back. But I mean, I'd go to the Brickyard just because it was the closest thing to us.
Yeah, I'm pretty spoiled being down in Charlotte. Got just a 20-minute drive to the Speedway there, and you know, Bristol, day's drive away. Darlington, days, just a couple hours. Atlanta, Martinsville, and that's not even getting into, you know, back in the day having Rockingham and North Wilkesboro all was there too. So we're in the hotbed.
Oh yeah, I would love to see Rockingham back. To really hope.
Yeah, Rockingham, unique track. Get that old abrasive surface with it's just a tick over a tenth of a mile, and not, you know, both turns aren't the same, and need more of that unique characteristics on racetracks on the schedule.
Yeah. Yep. The cookie cutter classics. I'm glad that they're going away. I have long said I really wish that we would go more to most tracks just getting one date. With just so few of the short tracks, you know, 2 Bristols, 2 Martinsvilles, you know, an Iowa and a Richmond would be cool. You know, maybe go do 4. Oh, 305's having problems. But you know, the 1.5 mile D stuff, just go to all of them once. But you know, they probably just can't operate yearly on that kind of setup.
Yeah, you're probably right, Brian. I mean, I know it's sometimes it's tough on these racetracks to go down a date, but they've got to get really creative with their space. You know, you look at some of the SMI tracks, and they've got those Christmas programs that they put the lights out, and I wouldn't be surprised they make more money on those in some cases. You know, looking at $40 a car, just pay that electric bill.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy. I don't remember what race it was I was watching, but they they had to. Oh no, it was practice. They had to have practice done with the next gen car because cars are going to be coming through for the Christmas light display.
Yeah, that's right. I actually got to see some of the next gen cars when they were practicing the Roval. I went during my lunch break and just had some Firehouse subs and enjoyed kind of getting a sneak peek as what we're going to see here in 2022. And it's definitely different. Definitely different.
Announcing my presence here. Hi, I'm Kyle. Kendall, I had a similar experience with the next-gen test at Richmond. I sat in a parking lot I shouldn't have been in and ate a Firehouse sub as I listened to Bubba Wallace practice the next-gen car.
Nice. Something about Firehouse subs and sneak peek in the future race cars, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Unofficial sponsor of them.
Yeah, well, see here with Iowa, Iowa's so great. I got to drive like 45 minutes to get a Firehouse sub.
Well, Iowa, what you guys are fortunate enough to have the Super Nationals over there with the modifieds and the Knoxville Nationals and everything that comes along with that. It's just, for the dirt racing fans, y'all are in a hotbed.
Oh yeah. Knoxville is just completely, totally wild. My uncle worked for Pepsi for a lot of years. He painted trucks and trailers, and he did all the signage up there and the local track. There's a place in Oskaloosa, Iowa, which they do a big race running up to the Nationals now. Actually, I think it started that the year after I left, which I feel slighted by that, but that's okay. But they, he'd get like just wide open. We could go anywhere, and I was like, oh man, 10, 11 years old, and like Hodenshield and oh my God, the Wolfgang, and of course Kinzer, and it's just unreal how 25 of them things look just flying around that place.
Yeah, everybody needs to go see the World of Outlaws at least once in their life. They need to go see the NHRA at least once in their life, because in person, those things. I'm not an NHRA fan by any means, but man, I mean, you've got to experience that once in your life.
Yeah, they are unreal. All right, so we're looking at Nodge. That I think he's just decided that he's done qualifying. So I am Cooper. I've got Mr. Kindleker with me. I've got Sexy Waltrip with me. We've got Monday Night ARCA for the No Toad Racing Network. We will be rolling here real shortly, and for anybody who didn't see it, Rafter popped us up some new swags. We'll run you an intro here real quick. I know some of these guys. All right, we have officially ended qualifying. So it's time to rack them up, see where we're going to be. We starting off. And here is your top 10. We've got, I mean, are we just going to watch Matt just scorch everybody again tonight?
Heck, I could jump in the race real quick and give him a run for his money if you want.
We've got Tyler's going to give him a run on second. Kenny Sutherland starting third. Oliver Turan starting fourth. Alex Goff in fifth. Rafter, Al Corey starting sixth. Robert Hattenbach in seventh. Sid Kashishian in eighth. Jason Benson starting ninth. Michael McCuskey, hey, there he is. He's finally going to stop taking abuse for not showing up. John Barton, Josh Koner, they're in 12th. Got Roy Hyde, Willie Whitaker, Joe David, the Nodge. Kendall, you're showing in 17th. Then Sarge back behind you.
It's got everybody that didn't run a lap there for qualifying, 17th, 18th.
Yeah, so we'll watch, get on here with Piracini as we're eagerly awaiting the cars to start moving because, they're race cars and they're just better when they move, right?
Absolutely, and I got to apologize if I mess up anybody's name. I know it's going to be first time seeing a couple of these guys, but this is, I guess, season number 2 for me with No Toad. I was kind of partial last year with these ARCA cars and really enjoyed racing around some of these guys, and it's been a series that you can tell is growing and run by the right people, and got a lot of exciting things going, kind of creating this development series here to go along with what now is the Xfinity series, kind of their top series. And hopefully these guys can put on a good show here at Iowa. It's going to be a great track for it.
Absolutely.
As the cars roll off here, I got that Discord thing. We're not trying to run over each other. As we roll off here, going off of what we did last weekend, do you want to do picks just to kind of have a horse in the race?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how you go against Matt Piracini. I mean, the guy's been on fire. He lit everybody last season in the ARCA car and ran really well in the Xfinity race. And I know he ran really well when we ran the off-season race here at Iowa as well. And look at him in practice and qualifying.
Yep, the guy is just fast.
I'll leave the stage for Mr. Cooper to make his pick.
We're, tire wear, tire savings, but bad luck. I'm gonna full on just go ahead and give Rafter the broadcaster jinx. It's just known how he is with tires and fuel conservation. If anybody's going to be able to out-strategy Matt, I think Rafter would be it.
Man, 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. You got to pick my pick.
Something that's interesting, guys, I know it's tough to get a read on this, but Mike McCuskey just posted in chat there that a fuel run is between 58 and 60 laps, so that's going to throw some strategy in at this race. Considering they've got 140 laps, they're going to have to pit at least twice.
Well, considering how I give Tyler Merritt a bit of a hard time every once in a while, jokingly, of course, I think I'll pick him for the race. Let's give him some good luck, and let's see what he can do.
And not get a little brake check action going back here. Everybody gonna. All right, looks like we're carrying on.
Yeah, interesting start there. You got Tyler Merritt carrying the 53 car up high. Matt Piracini down, keeping that 24 Mid-South Chevy right there on the dotted white lines as they come off of turn 4.
Oliver Tran is hanging out right behind him, just watching. Surely he has learned that throttle control trick that you need off of 4 to not wipe it out. Well, look a little sideways there.
Interesting to see how much Merritt's going to push the issue early on in this with 140 laps here tonight. He's already gaining ground on Piracini, but you got to wonder how hard he's pushing those tires already.
And Merritt, an aggressive driver, but also he's very quick and knows how to build a car setup.
Yep, absolutely. There we go. Then you got the monkey at the controls that forgot which car he was riding on. Look back here.
Well, a little further back, it looked like the 22 car, I think the AAA car is a little bit out of shape through 3 and 4 there, able to gather it up as they head across the start-finish line. Now dealing with Jacob Klinkhardt underneath him.
Klinkhardt's no slouch. He was a little late getting here, so he may have to do just a handful of, kind of using that first part of the race as the, almost the practice. But he's fast. I mean, he's fast everywhere we go.
I see they're side by side battling right around Al Corey right now. He's on the outside of, I believe, Robert Hottenbach.
Yep. And Rafter is not going to just take that thing and hang it out. He's going to just let it go.
Whoa! Klinkhardt a little loose. Able to save it off 4 there. It's easy to do at Iowa.
And just for a second here. Oh, that's too far down. I bet that pit road cam, we could probably almost just sit on that and watch people sideways off of it.
My favorite camera on iRacing is TV3, pretending you're in the stands. That's what I'm watching right now.
Yep. I agree. On broadcast, having it a little closer works a little better. Just especially the YouTube, the way it kind of chops down the signal. It just makes cars easier to see.
Clinkhart making a move there on the 307 machine for another position. Kenny Sutherland in the 307.
If I
Wonder
remember
if the
right,
307 and 305 are teammates, or is it just coincidental we've got two numbers that high?
well, oh, paint schemes are not at all similar, so.
That would err on the side of coincidental.
Definitely something we can ask him, though.
Meanwhile, up front, I'm showing Tyler Merritt is still only a quarter second behind leader Matt Piracini. And really, Oliver Turan keeping both guys in front of him.
Yep. And the mystery of Piracini to me is how exactly does he run so fast? You know, this is kind of one of them deals with Skyler and Johnny Rocket. How are they so fast, but they keep the tires under them? That'll be a mystery till the day I die.
It's easier to back it down than it is to speed it up and keep your tires under you, as Kenny Sutherland is getting high up in the bumps in turn 1 and 2.
As I caught Dustin there, he was doing
Whoa, that was close. Going around the lap car, the 83 there. Piracini had to duck it down low. Allowed the 53 and 002 to, as we see Oliver Turan go into second there.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta look like Tyler was pretty high up there. Pop back over on that.
Yeah, looking at the replay here, Tyler got a little too high on 1 and 2, just like I said with the 305 a lap ago. He just got up there, and those bumps entering turn 1 are just terrible in these cars.
Yep. That was the one thing I did. I don't know how many times or how many laps I ran this place, just hopping that bump and trying to figure out how to do it, and then I realized it was easier to just not drive over the top of it.
Tyler gets close coming off of turn 2 there, or 3, 4. I can count.
There's 4 of them. I mean, we're seeing a bunch of them.
I'll get my fingers out here in a minute, start counting.
Meanwhile, the Hornets' nest is back there. It looks like Jacob Klinkart, Jason Benson, Sid Kassishian, and that 26 car. Who did we decide that was? Oh, that's Joe David.
Yes, yep, Joe David.
Dustin Barton following those guys.
Of course,
Like
Dustin's
Gaggle
fresh
cars.
off a win.
Yeah, the points leader.
And he still has his numbers in the right spot for this car. So I'll give him bonus points for that.
Doesn't look like a test car.
Nope.
I wonder which Barton's getting thrown into the bus for that one.
Well, and John's running 6th. He's got a real strong. So maybe he's onto something. Scoot them numbers forward. Maybe it changes the balance of the car.
Yeah, move that weight forward, get it off the rears.
Heck yeah.
We got a battle between the 300s right now, too.
Yeah, this was working away. We got a little fourplex here. Did somebody sound like they was in the wall? .300 on 300 violence.
Up front, Oliver Turan really closing the gap on Matt Piracini. It's about 1 car length advantage that the 24 car has right now. So that's definitely a battle to watch as we're getting ready to complete lap number 19 here. Be 121 to go.
now we start getting into, if you get a caution, stop, make it a one-stop race. And all the thinking about that goes on with that.
Yeah, that's one thing about this league is you never know when the cautions are going to fall. And I swear last season I got put on the wrong side of strategy every time with that 50% fuel. And I learned real quick that you really got to plan out a strategy that's the right one, or you find yourself a lap down pretty easily this time caution.
Yep. And a lot of races here that just don't have cautions. No Toad Racing League is, generally an older group, and a little more of the throwback give and take style. Don't really do big blocks and stuff like that, and it shows because they're just isn't the cautions there is in a lot of leagues, or God forbid the publics.
And just a reminder to the viewers, we're running 65% fuel, and we have 3 sets of tires in the pits. And bringing up that 65% fuel there, I think it was McCuskey that brought up that he thinks that he can get a 58 to 60 lap run. And for everyone here who knows, Al Corey has about a 10-foot line under his seat where he can just find however many laps he needs to make it on fuel. So Al Corey might be a one to watch here, making it stretch to that 70 lap margin to cut it into a 2-stop. Oliver Turin just tagged the wall coming off a 4 there.
Yeah, you're right, Kyle. I was going to mention too. I'd say any guy that runs those 1987 cars with you guys on Tuesday night's going to be at an advantage if this race really eats into the tires and goes green the whole way.
I love me some 87s.
Oh yeah, they're big, angry, fat pigs, but man, they're fun.
Yeah, I watched Dustin Barton's win there and took that to the Tuesday night.
Guys, we got a new leader as Matt Piracini has suffered some technical issues. And that's going to completely flip this race upside down.
Yeah, he is gone, isn't he?
Yeah,
I noticed he was blinking a couple of times, maybe 10 laps ago.
Oh,
but
man.
I've never known the 24 to have connection issues. We saw a couple people suffer packet losses during practice and qualifying. I wonder if it's just one of those wonky sessions. That's unfortunate for the 24 bunch. But that's an opportunity, and a door swung wide open for some of these guys like Oliver Turan and Tyler Merritt and others.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Probably going to make our job up here in the booth a little more interesting tonight.
Yeah, that's that's not often you see it, but there's been cases over the years. Leaders rolling along and some 50-cent part breaks, and they're done. It's same kind of deal.
Yep, that's the way you got to look at it. A mechanical failure. It's unfortunate, but a big part of racing.
Yeah, that's that honestly, just how strong Matt is, that honestly kind of makes my stomach hurt. But I mean, it could just be being sick. But man, that just, God, that just sucks.
I may be mistaken, but I think something happened similar to him earlier in the year. Or not earlier in the year, but last year, 2021. Still getting used to those New Year's blues.
Yeah. What did either one of you guys catch what happened to Christopher Harrison? Because he's showing he's up 4 positions, but he's still laps down.
He started from the pits. I think he missed the gridding. So that's when he went a lap down early. So he had starting, a half lap, 3/4 of a lap down. And I did notice that the leaders went by him. That's when Piracini had to duck down.
Well, not only did he
start from the pits.
Not only did he miss the start, he didn't. Usually you start from the pits and you get a couple seconds to wait. He wasn't sitting in pit road waiting for the green to drop. He didn't start rolling until well after the field rolled by, and then by the time he gets off pit road, he's a lap down.
Okay, and then Kendall, like you were saying,
he's being a good sport. He's pulling back off pit road, So you got to give a tip of the cap to Piracini to come back out here and slug it out with these guys. I don't know. I don't think he's eligible to run for championship points, right? So that says a lot about the guy that, you know, he suffers a mechanical failure after leading every lap and comes back out here 3 or 4 laps down, 5 laps down.
I messaged Piracini there when he disconnected, and he just simple answer of just disconnect. Had some sort of internet issue.
That just is terrible. All right, so we're gonna do a quick little switch around here. We're gonna put the little pit bar at the bottom. We've just noticed, just nitpicky or not, the tower overlaps that little bar across the bottom that I use showing people are hitting pit road. And as pointed out, overhang is what I'd call that. You know, if we can hit 60 lap run, that's 120. So you got an extra 20 laps here. So is it really out of the question for somebody to maybe stop sometime in the next, maybe 7 laps or so?
No, I would say, and something else to keep an eye on right now. That battle right now, about 8th, 9th, and 10th. Big gaggle of cars with Dustin Barton, Roy Hyde, Jason Benson, and Sid Kashishian.
And to pull your direction in another direction of where to look at, the battle for the lead is starting to heat up here with Tyler Merritt getting to the bumper of Oliver Turin here.
How about that?
Oliver Turin looks like he's pulling at the inside to let Tyler by, and
yep.
Looks like he does.
53 car looks like it would be an Icebreakers mint paint scheme.
That's where I've
give
seen
them the
that
lead.
before. I do miss the Pontiacs.
They made their best looking car right at the end of their go round.
Yep. Did you notice that one? We've got the 37 here. That's is that Willie? Willie Whitaker? Yep. Willie Whitaker, and Piracini's back on pit road. So that's, wonder if he's just calling it. I'll take a quick look here and just see what he does. Yep, looks like he might just be going into hang out and watch mode. Yep, putting her in the garage.
Now we might see him up here.
Well, that's what I was going to do was I'm going to shoot him a quick message and tell him he is more than welcome to come in here.
From my observation of Tyler Merritt's line here, he seems to be very cuts in a little bit more than Oliver Turin does, and I'm wondering if that's kind of causing him to push on exit here and just wear his tires a little bit more than he should.
Jacob Klinkart right now getting a run on Mike McCuskey. That battles for 6th. So we see John Barton in the wall. Oh, it's a bummer. He had such a good run going. Didn't look like he hit it that hard.
Yeah.
These ARCA cars have a tendency to, once you get up into the wall, it just sucks you in there and almost magnetizes them. It's a weird feature on iRacing with these particular cars. You get in the Xfinity cars or the super late models and they just bounce right off the wall, but these ones do the exact opposite, so it's tough to control them when you get up there.
Absolutely. So we've got
We're already on lap number 40. Races flying by.
Yep.
Caution free the whole way.
Got Rafter that in how many times have you seen this before? It looks like he's the only car on the field. He just stays out, just kind of does his thing. Doesn't really push the issue. He's fast, but he's not tearing stuff up. The guy is an enigma. I just can't figure out how he does it.
Yeah, he's just an absolute whiz when it comes to fuel saving. It's just something I cannot figure out. I wonder if he has like some buttons hot mapped to shut off the car and turn it back on, and just has a perfect setup for saving fuel, or maybe he's just really, really good with that left foot and that ignition button.
I definitely like having a clutch pedal.
got 3 cars battling right now. Roy Hottenbach, Mike McCuskey, and Jacob Klinkart. Seems to be the best battle on the track. See Klinkart taking a peek to the outside of McCuskey. 3 different lines there through 3 and 4 with all 3 of those guys.
That's part of what you get with Iowa. That, like you're saying, the multi-groove racing.
And progressive banks, that's another part of it too. You get that big launch off the outside there, and it's tough to complete a pass on the bottom. As we're seeing right now, Jacob Klinkart trying to come up, but not quite able to do it. That's exactly what we were just talking about. As Hottenbach gets that run down into turn number 1 from the top side. He's going to get a big run here off of 2.
Well, Klinkart's going to say, none shall pass.
Up front, still Tyler Merritt. 1 second lead now over Oliver Turan, and now Corey is riding around about 2 seconds back in third.
Stalking
that gap is shrinking. The 45 is picking up about a tenth a lap from my calculations.
All right, well, it looks like we have the fastest guy not in the race. Matt, what happened?
Pretty much crappy Canadian internet.
Yeah, you heard it there. That's such a bummer. Go out there, sit on the pole, and lead every lap. Looked like you were kind of saving your stuff and biding your time and just figuring out what the best move was going to be there for the first pit stop, and then mechanical failure out of the blue. Hate it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I was already basically about lap 5. I was already in conservation mode. If Oliver and Tyler were going to make a run for it, I was just going to let them go. I know exactly what I had to do to run fast laps here and conserve. And yeah, really disappointing that I had that problem tonight.
Well, tell us about the racetrack tonight. I mean, how's it setting up for these guys? Is it hot and slick out there? Is it can kind of run whatever line you want to? Just tell us what you were feeling behind the cockpit of the 24 car.
I found the track compared to the practice race is actually a tick more on the little bit less grip. So I was finding that it would want to break free a little more off the corner, and it wanted to shove the nose a little bit more. See, tire conservation is going to be absolutely key in this race. I think if you can conserve your tires, you're probably going to end up winning there. I know Oliver, he was catching me in a hurry, and I think now it's showing that he was abusing his stuff a bit.
Yeah, I heard him come over the radio, and the reason he let Tyler Merritt go, oh, we got a crash on the front straightaway, 98 cars around.
Yep, and the cameras were just on him. Get a quick...
It's like they might have went off the racing surface, but that's going to throw a wrench into all the strategy on this one. I was just about to mention how Corey had cut the lead under 2 seconds.
Now we got a caution. All right.
And a couple guys were in the wall there. Saw the 19 caught the wall as well as the 00. I imagine you'll see everybody down pit road here.
Oh yeah, everybody's going to have to come down. Basically, we're just about at a full fuel run at this point. So,
and Tyler Merritt was already on pit road apparently.
Oh man!
Wow.
If he stays, it's going to be a break. If he stayed on the lead lap, he'll be the leader. If he stayed on the lead lap, but if he went a lap down, he's going to have to take the wave around.
He's on the lead lap.
Yeah. Yep. He went into the, man. You know, sometimes lucky better be lucky and good. He went pit road here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds, and the caution is out there. That's how close it was.
Have you guys already taken a look at the replay of the original crash?
Yeah, the 98 and the 305.
98. Yeah, just kind of come across his nose there.
Oh wait, Tyler might have come down the pit road while it was closed, so he might have come in and been on the lead lap, but he might have to start from the back.
Oh jeez.
It was showing green light when he was in. He was on pit road before the caution came out, so he should be okay.
Unless he exited a closed pit.
No, that one may be a different story.
Well, I just heard Tyler Merritt come across the radio and say he got busted for speeding.
Oh.
I told you he was fast.
Yeah.
Fast everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's going to leave the field in the hands of Oliver Turan, and a guy that we saw jump into practice really, really late and start making moves throughout that entire run. Jacob Klinkhardt is going to be lining up second here. And Al Corey coming across the radio saying he was busted for speeding as well.
This isn't that hard of a pit road to get down. I didn't think, is it?
There is a trick at this pit road. No, it's not. But at the very end of pit road, it looks like you physically exit pit road, but you're still in pit road for about a second. And that visual illusion, you'll gun it, and that will put you enough to put you over for speeding. I've been busted here at least 3 times doing that.
Yeah, this is a good point. They monitor all the way to the cone.
It's a very interesting little lineup here for the restart.
Yeah, right now we're looking at Oliver Turan at the lead, Jacob Klinkhardt second. We got Mike McCuskey third, and the Barton brothers fourth and fifth. Sid Kashishi in sixth, Jason Benson seventh, Roy Hyde is eighth. Got Nodge in ninth, and Joe David rounding out the top 10 right now. So a couple things to keep our eyes on is going to be watching the 53 and 45 make their way through the field, as well as the 002 and the 5 battling it out up front. And we've got to give a call, hats off to the 68 tonight. What a heck of a run by John Barton. I think there really is something to what you were saying about moving that number forward and changing the weight around on that car.
Yep,
You're
had to be.
the most important part. It's chrome.
Everything is chrome in the future. You guys don't.
A lot of caution laps here at Iowa. I think it's 5 caution laps every time, but they are double fouling right now.
Doing that.
Yeah, an interesting thing to note is Tyler, Corey, and it looks like Alex also got some sort of pit road penalty, and they're all starting at the back of the field. They're behind the 2 lappers of Willie Whitaker and Christopher Harrison.
There's a couple guys taking the wave around right now.
Those would be the 2 lappers I said they were behind, but they are no longer behind them.
Little tracks. Things change fast.
Iowa, America's fastest short track.
And home of the corniest track.
Pace car dips down. We'll see what happens here with Oliver Turan and Jacob Klinkhardt. They both smashed the loud pedal.
Drag race into turn 1. And here we go. McCuskey's going to come down and make it interesting. Man, Oliver just took off. I honestly thought we were getting ready to see 3 wide through 1 and 2.
Good start for the 22 there. Had the advantage of watching the leader right in front of him. Takes a little bit of lower line there through 3 and 4, and we'll see who's going to lead this lap. Looks like it's going to be Turan.
So while everybody's running 2 wide, is Turan just going to be able to just check out and do his best impression of Matt and just try and set sail and leave everybody in the dust? Or do you think that McCuskey's going to be running back down?
Oh, he lost it all 4!
Right straight back on the pit road. Oh, and there goes Cleancart. Oh, he saved it. Cleancart had the left front down on the flat, so he just lost ballpark of 6 spots. And Tyler just got Benson, and Benson
big
just
crash.
got nodged.
Had stuff happening all over the track on that lap.
Yes, it did. We're going to go up here a little bit on this. And
I was watching the 53 try to work his way through the field. Doesn't look like the damage too bad. 42 definitely took the worst of that.
One of those unfortunate situations where someone sees a situation and they just get in the corner too hard right in front of somebody.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I know he didn't mean it, but if watch this here again, we're gonna get up on.
Yeah, it looked like the 53 just sailed it into 3 and 4 a little too hard. 42 actually saved it. It was a nice save by Jason Benson, and then, like you said, Naj just couldn't get woed up in time from the double accident there. Keep from getting into the rear of the 42. Hopefully he still got his fast repair and can get back out here.
Here's an accurate description of what happened to Oliver Turin by Mr. Oliver Turin. There is RIP.
Well, Tyler's going to have to get the car fixed because the problem is the nose is pushed in. On these cars, the way that nose is pushed in, it's going to overheat. So if he doesn't get the damage fixed, he's going to have overheating problems.
Well, it's not showing me why, but it's also showing that Dustin Barton, Sid, and Mike McCuskey all crashed under that. Not sure why it's telling me that.
Yeah, I got McCuskey as the leader and Dustin Barton in second, John Barton third. And Al Corey's been able to drive all the way up to 6th.
Yeah, that was quick.
So very quickly overcoming that speeding penalty.
A thing that got lost in the whole accident is entering turn 1 after Oliver spun out is Jacob Cleancart hit the apron and actually almost spun out of second place. Lost a couple positions there coming off the corner.
Yeah, he lost about 7. Matt, I'll throw that one to you. Well, you may not have done this. Have you managed to catch the left front tire on the flat going through 1 and 2 here?
Oh yeah, I've done that before, and it will loosen you up in a hurry. That was textbook exactly what happened there to Cleancart. That was exactly what happened. You cannot clip the apron with these cars at Iowa.
I've long complained that I think these cars are a little cranky myself, but I don't know of any race car that is going to like it if you just drive it on the flat while 2/3 or 3/4 of it's still up on the banking.
Well, right now I'm just looking at our lineup, and I am thinking right now, Rafter is looking real good right now compared to the guys that are in front of him. He's going to be able to save tires his best, especially if we get a green flag run here.
I don't know if you can call the man a underdog because he won last weekend, but what about Dustin Barton? Or the Barton brothers?
Yeah, you got to give a call to them. Running second and third right now.
You definitely have to give them a call. The only thing that is Dustin has to back her down just a little bit. He does have a tendency, I've noticed, that he can burn his tires up a bit, especially on a high wear track like Iowa is.
I made the
Forget
mistake.
how long these caution laps are at Iowa. It seems like they should only have 4 laps, and they got 5 here.
Yeah, we're talking of doing some experimenting of having me shorten these and that. I'm worried about software conflict and losing the whole broadcast or the race. So we haven't tried it, but yeah, this absolutely looks like if we were going to try it somewhere, this would be a definite candidate for it. This we'll be turning them loose on lap 65, and I tell you, my math is probably wrong, but that leaves 75 laps, right?
You're right. 75.
Woohoo! So,
And they will have to stop again.
okay. Well, so when do you think that second stop will come?
You know what? It depends. You could split the state. You could split it right in half if it goes green. Some guys may choose to run it out and then just take a gas and go, because you're about 60 to 65 laps on a tank of fuel. So you could do a gas and go for 10 laps.
We're green flag already as Mike McCuskey's going to lead the field. There's a
There,
stack
reckon.
up a little way back on the inside line there. There's something happened with the 48 car. I don't know if it was
Benson.
him, but it was. There's a checkup, and
Yep.
oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
Yeah, Christopher Harrison.
yeah. Oh man. So that that started here with. No, it's not going to let me get that far back. Well, I don't like that. But it looked like it started there with the 98.
Yeah, it did. It started with a 98. He went early and checked up and stacked up the whole inside line.
To remind everybody, the rules for NTRL is we go on green, so that is a case of people just anticipating when it is green and just going for it, and then one person checks up, the person has to check up a little bit harder, and then eventually someone can't check up enough, and then they just run in the back of somebody.
All things said and told, and I'm sure that's what Nodge and Vincent were doing. I'm sure they were just looking at each other's car. It really doesn't look real beat up.
Okay, so with this caution here being 5 laps, that's going to put him restarting about 70, 72. Would you come down here and fill it up?
I
Or
would
out,
come
Corey?
if you're 6th, 10th, somewhere in there. I'd be tempted to come in with 1 to go and top it off.
Yeah,
Yep.
if you're not disadvantaged by pitting here and losing track position, I mean, just pitting here, gives you an extra lap to just either stay out or just gives you some extra security.
I think if you come in here with 1 to go, if it goes green, you can make it the rest of the way.
And there we see Al Corey. Oh, he faked it. But man, did he commit? It looked like he hit the commitment line.
Well, unlike real life here, if you come into pit road during 1 to go, you will probably get a black flag for pitting in under a closed pit, because they do close pit road under 1 to go.
Yep. One of the bugs of iRacing.
I've been bitten by that a couple times in official, just thinking you can pit, take the inner line penalty, and then you start the green flag, and then you get a 40-second stop-go penalty.
Yeah,
Well,
you'd think that would be something that, with a real actual admin in here, Sarge, he could clear that one.
If you have the opportunity, if the pit road is open when you come to 1 to go and it says pit road open, I mean, I'll tell you, if I was running in the back, I'd be taking the chance of it. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yep.
You'll
So,
see,
do you guys want to ride along with Dustin Barton on the restart?
Sure.
look at Barton there with the fake typed in chat pitting in, turned down, and didn't come in.
Are they actually doubling up here?
Yep, we're
Yes, sir.
coming in on the double up. We're sitting on Dustin Barton's lap right now, and I'm sure that's probably highly inconvenient for him. Lap 69.
The unfortunate thing about here at Iowa is that you get a caution and it just bunches everybody up. Everyone starts getting comfortable with their own lines and knows where the limit is, and then we start seeing more cautions. Cautions breed cautions. Our race here last year was definitely an example of that. I think the final 20 laps here we had about like 5 cautions, and we finished the race with a couple crashes coming across the line. Jason
Yeah.
Benson, your winner.
I finished that race with no front tires on my car, so that wasn't a great race for me.
Oh yeah, I was on top of your hood.
Yes, you were.
I was not very happy at the end of that race.
Neither was I.
Our 9/11 race was here, and for some reason iRacing didn't give me left side tires. So I literally, the whole first stop, I only had right side tires on the car.
Oh my goodness.
I got some cool looking screenshots from that. All right, lights are off on the pace car, so we'll be heading around. And of course, the pit stop bar is lit up. There's been several people in, Nodge and Benson being part of that.
They've been, repairs. Benson probably used his fast repair on that previous crash. That was a real unfortunate break to be immediately stacked up in another one.
Yeah, yep. And we're halfway. So now's when all the push and shove starts to happen. Dust is getting the tires warmed up here. Got McCuskey to the inside.
Cars down.
We're just waiting for it. Green flag.
Green flag's out.
Got a good start from Dustin. Him and McCuskey are going to be just side by side up. McCuskey's going to walk him on through the corner here.
And a little further back, it looks like the inside line kind of prevailed as Roy Hyde was able to get a good start, as well as Al Corey. Still Mike McCuskey leading the way. Battles for second off of 4.
Pop up here and see Roy Hyde. He snuck himself and decided he was going to insert himself between McCuskey and Dustin Barton.
We got the 69 of Josh Corner in the wall. It's not going to be a caution, but he has glued himself in with that ARCA glue.
It's always that sound, that weird springy sound. You can always tell a car in the wall, but
big run from Dustin Barton to the outside. They're looking for second. Give him the advantage off into 1 on Roy Hyde. But Mike McCuskey loves them battling back there, as he's already able to pull out to a half-second lead. That
Absolutely.
13 car looks like it is hooked up right now.
well, he's got good balance because the numbers are in the right spot. Speaking of, look at third.
And look at Jacob Klinkart. Klinkart's working his way back up there.
Yes, he has.
On the outside. And don't look now, the 53 and 002 are back into the picture. So all the contenders making their way back up front. This is settling in to be an exciting finish here at Iowa.
I'm just waiting for someone to pull out the Larson line here in 3 and 4 and just rip the top.
Well, I was going to ask you guys.
Look at Tyler Merritt on the outside right now. Trying to get 2 in 1 turn to the outside of Oliver Turan right now.
How much more abuse do the right side tires take if you're walling it? Oh, he's got a little blink.
The problem is he's running it real hard right now, and I'm afraid that.
Oh, back up front, Dustin Barton. He's right to the bumper of McCuskey. We got battles all over the track right now.
The thing with these cars is that you can't run the top 1 and 2 in these cars. The bumps in 1 and 2 are just too bad that they upset the car too much. So you can't really realistically run 1 and 2, just getting that high entry. You can only really run that high side in 3 and 4 and make it work.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Basically, the fastest line, it seems like the most tire conserving line at this place is low in 1 and 2, and middle to high in 3 and 4.
Klinkart trying to slide up in front of John Barton. He's going to be able to do it. Put Jacob Klinkart there in 3rd spot.
It is a battle everywhere you look at Iowa Speedway. No Toad Racing League. We have crossed the halfway threshold. We're fresh off of a couple of cautions, and we're marching to the end at Iowa Speedway.
We've got Tyler Merritt right now underneath Al Corey. That battle is for the 5th position. And right behind him, Oliver Turan is lurking. Roy Hottenbach trying to make up for that earlier spin. Still side by side into 3 as Merritt dives it in deep. Not going to be able to clear Al Corey. Oh, Corey cut him a break.
Oh yeah, he's not going to want wiped out.
No, Al's back here lurking. He's lurking. He's saving his tires right now.
Yep.
Before that pass was even completed, Tyler, as he was slide jobbing Corey there, just said, good racing there, Raptor. It's like, you didn't even finish the pass yet, bud. Stop talking.
Rafter is
Meanwhile,
contact
Jacob
averse.
Klinkart has gone up to second. It's still Mike McCuskey showing the way, though. About a second advantage.
McCuskey's fast. I've said that repeatedly. McCuskey is fast.
Yeah, 3 different side-by-side battles there between John Barton, Tyler Merritt, Al Corey, Oliver Turan, and Roy Hottenbach and Roy Hyde.
Oliver Turan and Al Corey, they're getting a little close coming off turn 4.
It's just so hard to complete those passes on the bottom side at Iowa.
Yeah,
See Al
send it,
Corey
you
get
just
that
might-
big run. Oh, a little contact. Turan drove it in a little too deep. And he better get that Miller High Life car scooting away from there.
Or he's going to be getting a toolbox full of Canadian Tire.
Turan's already underneath Tyler Merritt.
They're Canadian tired of Al Corey just finishing in front of them. They're just giving him the boot.
Right now we got Roy Hyde underneath Al Corey trying to make a pass out of turn 4.
Yeah, we've
Look at that high side, Roy Hottenbach.
Yeah, he's well, and right there you see him hit the bump. He's riding it out.
It's nice to see we've made it past that that initial 5-lap period after a caution where we don't immediately get another caution.
Somebody
Seems to be
cut the wall. Is that the 53? Yep.
Yep,
Tyler.
Tyler.
Oh, wrecking one.
Big wreck!
Caught
John
John Barton. And we've been talking about the moved up 68 car all night. Really had a career night for John Barton, and hopefully the damage isn't too bad.
There's 53 in the wall. Oh, when Tyler got it unstuck off the wall, he turned left right into John.
And that's, we mentioned it earlier, these ARCA cars, they're so magnetized to the wall once you touch it. It's hard to get them dislodged, and sometimes that right there is the result of it, and it's unfortunate.
And I don't know if NRTL admin is going to enforce it or not, but that would be the second caution caused by the 53, which would mean you need to put it in the trailer.
That is a kind of a long-standing rule there.
Everyone's on pit road. We're going to see, everyone should be able to make it from here, so that about killed the strategy. But it's a great break for the 22, the 5, and everyone that's currently up front.
Well, you say it killed the strategy. I mean, we still have tire strategy of who can save the most and who can gain the most and who's going to wear out their stuff more than the others. You know, it's not an all-out sprint here to the end. It's, you know, we got one little race stint here. We're not worrying about fuel. We're just worrying about tire wear. So we can see someone run out front here like Oliver Turan did, trying to catch down Parasini, or we could, you know, we have a lot of comers and goers in this final run here.
Looks like McCuskey's going to win the race off of pit road. Klinkart out second. Right now is where I wish we could pop into the Discord and drag up the 22 or the 5 and ask them about the strategy. Be curious to know what they're thinking right now running first and second.
We have got some SDK problems here. It is stuck in replay. Well, this will be fun, everybody. We're gonna see the Windows blue screen of death.
Got to go to MRN radio style to keep the fans at home in tune with what's going on. Not missing anything right now. We're still pacing under yellow.
All right. Well, we're watching the oh, I don't know, 20 years of everything that's been going on here with the 53.
Now's when we are fortunate. We've got 5 laps of caution at Iowa. Seems to be some sort of discussion with the admins over a black flag somebody's wanting cleared, and a little controversy over whether it's going to get cleared or not. So Willie Whitaker, I think, stayed out right now. He's shown as the leader. I guess that run was what, maybe 5-7 laps? Maybe a little longer on those tires. But he'll have an extra set in the pits. So Matt, when you get into this situation here, you're going to come to 50 to go. How hard are you going to push the issue knowing that you don't have a full fuel run, but you know, you've got to still save some tire there.
You've got to save. We're not talking about a 20-lap run. Like a 20-lap run, basically you can go as hard as you want, burn the tires right off of it if you want to. But the problem is here, at least I've always found it anyway, and you know, following Skylar definitely around here has helped. You know, the more you can conserve in that first 10 laps, the better it's going to pay for you in the long run. So if these guys all go really hard here in the first 10 laps, they might not have much left for that last 10, and somebody that conserves could end up squeaking up here and taking the win. I mean, I still like, you know, Rafter is probably one of the best guys we got in here for saving tires, and I think he could pull out a W here if he can save those tires.
The extra voice you have is Matt Piracini, who started on the pole and was putting a hurting on everybody until they had iRacing mechanical problems. We've still got sexy Waldrop, Kyle Gretsch, and we've got
Pace
Kendall.
car's pulling off right now as we speak. Not sure if the signal's back. Willie Whitaker, holy cow, what a launch from Oliver Turan as he goes from 4th to 2nd on the jump on that restart. Not a good one for Mike McCuskey. It's still Willie Whitaker leading out of 4. Got Oliver Turan and Jacob Klinkart side by side as they head off into turn number 3. It's going to be Turan taking the high line, Klinkart riding the yellow line on the bottom. We'll see who prevails for 2nd as they get to the line. Willie Whitaker still able to hold those old tires up front right now. It is Oliver Turan running 2nd. Jacob Klinkart is tucked into line in 3rd. And Mike McCuskey 4th, followed by Al Corey. And now the 002 is starting to run down the 37 up front right now.
Dustin Barton just had a big wiggle up off of 4, and I'm pretty sure he about took the wall with him.
Yeah, Whitaker opened up the door there off of 2, and now Oliver's got the line on him going into 3.
And Mike McCuskey is driving the 22 deep into turn 3 and 4. Put the 22 back up to 3rd. I'm really impressed with Willie Whitaker hanging out there with old tires. Oliver Turan still not able to complete the pass as they head down the back straightaway.
I'm impressed by his high line going through 1 and 2. That's just very interesting.
Turan finally does put the Miller High Life car back to the point, and we'll see how easily Mike McCuskey and Jacob Klinkart are able to get around Whitaker.
Well, of course, we were going to do a little riding along there through them bumps, and Whitaker went low and won. There goes McCuskey blowing by.
What?
Oh, we got a Sid Kishishian. The 98
and we got a wreck.
Oh, 98
Sean Martin just got in there. Or sorry, Naj. John Crutchley.
Yep.
That wreck just wouldn't end.
No.
That's unfortunate for John Crutchley. Just committed to the high side and the wreck didn't clear.
Looks like it started with the 00 getting loose right into the 98, caught the 19, and Oh man, I tell you, you should get on board with the 68 and see the job he did to miss the 98.
I was going to say, you track the 26. What a driving job he did to miss Sid.
I just rode along with Nodge. That didn't pan out real well.
In the words of Sebastian Vettel, is this racing or is this ping pong? Alex Goff just coming off that corner got loose, hit the inside car, and that car overcorrected. He hit Sid Kishishian on the outside and slid all the way to the infield, almost took somebody else with him.
Yeah, 26 was really close.
So
That
now,
was some awesome driving.
Now's when the strategy comes into play, big time. Most of these guys probably have at least one set of tires, if not two. So you see the 37 comes down, the 26.
So we all made our picks early in the race. I think Mr. Kendall Kerr here picked fellow booth mate, Matthew Parasini.
I served up
Racking
the
up here.
announcer curse with the internet.
Thanks, Kendall.
At the end, what are you guys thinking?
I'm still with Raptor. We've got the fastest guy on the course with us, so he's not going to get it. So I can see being too aggressive up front, taking a couple of these guys with him, and things just kind of falling Raptor's way.
I think I gotta agree with you on that.
Yeah, I just got a feeling with the guys we got up front right now. I definitely seen there on that short run, McCuskey, when he dove down low, he had that thing just dead sideways on the bottom of the three. So he was driving it real hard.
And somebody else to keep an eye on too is that 5 car. At this point, yeah, he missed all of practice, but he's had this whole first half of the race to practice, driven his car from 19th to 3rd right now, and he was one of the fastest cars on that long run we had towards the end of the run. So if we can get a long green flag run to end this thing, that 5 might be a big factor in it.
Yeah, I figured by now he would be up to speed. That was actually the first pun I wasn't trying to make tonight. But yeah, 40 to go. We're and to hear Rafter tell it, this is the kind of thing he doesn't like. He doesn't want to just be able to put the hammer down and just beat the crap out of the car for 40 laps. So by his own admission, this isn't what is going to work for him, but that's kind of part of McCuskey is he is aggressive, but that's part of what makes him fast, but he kind of steps over the line sometime with that. So this one is probably far from over.
Yeah, I think
It's still really early to go flat out. There's too many laps left. If it goes 40 laps green here, it's way too early to go hard out because you'll burn the right front right off of the car.
I brought this
So
up
if there
earlier.
is a yellow in 10 more laps, are you pitting?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
I think you got to. If you still
it
got
would-
30 left.
It would also depend, though, on how much you've been saving since these guys pitted, because we've really only run about 10 green flag laps, and if you were being easy on your tires, you might be able to stay out and make a run of it.
Well, we can't forget that right now, 12th and 13th, Joe David and Willie Whitaker have got a tire advantage on the rest of the field. So they've got about 10 lap pressure tires. It'll be interesting to see how many guys they can pick off when this thing goes green here.
Well, I think we've fallen into that trap I brought up earlier of just like we get one caution and then we have another caution and then we have another caution. I think we're going to see a couple more cautions here just of people kind of pushing it because we only have those 40 laps left. So you kind of need to get what you can get. And we've got people that have been screwed by different wrecks here, but we're coming to the green.
Pace
And you got
cars off.
season 20 winner lurking there in 7th.
Yeah, there's a
Green
a lot
flag
of
out.
leaders.
Whoa, a big launch by the inside line. What a restart from Oliver to Rand. That's 2 in a row that McCuskey has really struggled on the outside line to get going. Side by side for second with Klinkart. McCuskey as
3 wide
Turan
off
drives
two.
off. We see that 68 coming back through the field.
We have got a gaggle in the back here. We had them 3 wide from second down the backstretch and into 3, and we've got a handful of fresh new cars back here that are trying to work their way back up to the front.
McCuskey really drove it in deep into 1. He's paying the price for it on exit as Klinkart's to this bumper. Takes the low line through 3 and 4 while Turan's up high.
And even on the TV2 shot, I'm pretty sure we just heard McCuskey's tires on the way by.
I'm hearing some complaints here out of some other drivers about Tyler Merritt having some blinking problems. Not something I am personally seeing, but might be something to keep an eye out on if he pulls off here to be courteous.
Yeah, I've seen him blink.
Yeah, he's pulling off.
Yeah, and so far the 26 and 37 really not able to use those tires yet. Stuck behind the 307 car.
Yeah, this pack here behind the 307 is just very interesting. You're seeing some really, really high lines here and just kind of these stacking entries.
Well, I've been watching the 002's lap times, and he is ripping off some really fast laps right now, so he's not saving anything right now.
What's Al Corey running?
Oh,
Yeah.
he'll be a half second off and somehow be passing people.
Yeah, Al's running about 3/10 a lap slower, so he's conserving a little bit.
And that's
one of the
probably
biggest-
about where you need to be right now.
One of the biggest traps you can find yourself in iRacing is being out front and having somebody kind of catch you from behind, and then you start picking up your pace, and then you and that person that's been chasing you, you just start both falling off, and the guy in third place who is actually being conservative and being smart about their tires goes and flying on
Great
by
move
you.
back there. Sid Kashishi, and sorry to interrupt you there, Kyle, but man, he squeezed his way through on the outside line for a spot on Joe David. It's an impressive pass by Sid.
Oh man, Hottenbach just standing in on that high side there into turn 1. It's real good racing here back in the pack.
Yeah, we definitely got a hornet's nest back there. Sid's,
Ooh.
man, a
Someone
couple of
hit the
death
wall.
levels.
Up front, it's still about a half-second lead by the 002. So the action has been mid-pack.
Yeah, mid to rear.
Also, I think there's no reason to apologize for the for cutting each other off. You know, Discord is how it is, and kind of find yourself running over people here.
Yeah, plus we're not paid professionals here either. I mean, we are working with Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that right there. I mean, Kendall has done a phenomenal job. And he steps in here with me. Whoa, Sid's getting a
Good
little tail
save
happy.
off 4.
Yeah,
Much as I want to say he got loose there, I think partially he was given the 307 a break there, because I think if he had kept his foot in it, he would have been able to keep it on the outside for the 307.
well, Joe David has kind of got the same issue here. They're getting a little sloppy off the corner. It looks like maybe off 2 and 4. Look over here at Hottenbach. See him out the back.
I just noticed we added a different channel to our Discord to allow us to have these places where we can have people post how to pronounce their last names. So hopefully we aren't pronouncing anybody's names too wrong. Kind of like how
Klinkhart's got a run to the inside here on McCuskey
Yeah,
going into
we
one.
got a good battle for second right now. Klinkart, McCuskey, as well as Roy Hyde there, the 305. Just got to be careful to not save their stuff, so they still got some good years to use to run down the 002.
And the Hyde was real fast at Daytona.
No contact! Oh, save it, guys!
Oh.
Not going to be able to do it.
Oh, don't just stop. That. So,
Man, I said they weren't going to be able to do it, and they did. That was incredible driving by both of those guys, and big break for the 002 as he's now got himself almost a second and a half lead.
And like I was saying about that aggression, Rafters in third.
Now, yeah, and the thing is I'm watching the lap times. Turan's running 24.79. Our Mr. Rafter just turned a 24.6.
Yeah, he's about 1.8 seconds back, so if he can keep running about a tenth of a lap quicker, he's got 25 laps left. The math is in his favor. Of course, he's got to come through a few cars to get to him.
I don't want this to be a commentator's curse, but I mean, if you gotta put money down on somebody with the run that Oliver Turan had early in the race, where he just kind of burned his stuff off about 30 laps into the race, I put my money on Roy or Al here.
Yeah, Al's actually up to third already. So he's got just one car between him and the leader.
Love Oliver to prove us wrong here, but it's just be an interesting fight here to the end.
Well, if I was Oliver at this point and I've got this kind of a lead, I'm backing off, and now I'm trying to conserve that right front. You can manage the gap now.
So, where I was going before we got in there, Roy Hyde, that's one of the new ones to the No Toad Racing League. If I remember right, wasn't he pretty well sticking in top 5 at Daytona last week?
Yes, he was.
Okay, I thought so. I'm sure he's one of the new guys that was real fast, which Oliver is too.
We thought it'd be really easy to remember him because he'd be in the 300s, and then we have old Kenny Sutherland coming in here and messing up our groove.
Thanks, Kenny. Everything has kind of sort of strung out a little bit, and we just got some normal side-by-side battles again, which generally you would assume would lead itself to not having some massive wreck that'll change everything with 20 laps to go.
Roy Hyde is definitely gaining on Oliver Turan right now. He's, by my calculations, got the lead chopped down to just 2/3 of a second.
Yeah, he's dropped about a tenth of a second a lap off of him the last 2 laps.
Yeah, Oliver's lap times have started creeping up. He's just about at 25 seconds a lap, so he's struggling with that right front now. And I can see it. If you look at it, you can see he's pushing.
See, this is the fun thing about us having a Monday night ARCA series where we have some drivers trying to prove themselves getting the Xfinity series, is to kind of learn what these new drivers do, because I can tell you what Oliver Turan does and I can tell you what Al Corey does, but I have no idea what Roy Hyde's up to. That man might be an esports professional and we have no idea.
Well, he's definitely coming quickly. He's using up his stuff right now. He's got the lead down to just about 2 car lengths right now.
Yeah, he's about 2/10 a lap quicker.
And as we've said before, it's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him. And at Iowa, you'd have to imagine the 002, if he can just stay up there on the high side, he's really going to make Roy's life difficult to try and get by him here this late in the race. And that's going to allow Al to probably catch right up to him a lot easier.
Well, Al's kind of stabilized here into 3rd place, not really done anything special to kind of gain or lose position here. I'm really concerned if I'm Oliver or Roy here, just burning your stuff off and then just backing yourself up to Al with like 10 to go.
Well, and it's the same thing. He's actually gained about 3/10 this lap.
Yeah, you can see Oliver is struggling right now. He's really pushing up off 2, and he just got loose off 4.
Yeah, these guys racing each other. It looks like Al gained at least 2/10 of a second on that last lap.
Yep. Yeah, he just picked up another 10th.
And here comes Roy Hyde to the inside, trying to grab the lead. doesn't allow the 305 to wash up the racetrack with quite as much of room as he had. Going to have to be a little bit more aggressive than that if he wants to take this lead here this late in the going from Oliver Turan. Couple 3-digit aerial printed numbers going for the win right now. Don't see that every day. Nice job by Oliver Turan, though, hanging out there on the outside lane.
Interesting note there. Last lap by Al Corey, not gaining much there.
Hyde dives down to the inside, trying to get that run off the corner. It's still Turan up high. Makes you wonder if Roy really used some of his stuff just to catch Oliver Turan. Al put off a nice lap that time by. Still about 1 car length the difference as we see Roy try to go high. And this is going to be an interesting exit as they both had different throttle points. Roy trying to keep his car off, but he's there.
He is inside. They're side by side into one.
Al Corey has gained 3/10 that last lap.
He needs these guys to keep battling. It's going to be really difficult to make this pass off a 4 with Turan up high like that. I think if Roy Hyde wants to get the pass done on the inside line, he's really going to have to get a good run off a 4 and make it happen in 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He needs to follow him through on the high line and 3
Whoa,
or
he
4
got a
and set him
little
up.
loose.
Oh! Yeah, he's got
to regroup.
He's going to have to set him up in 4 for the pass in 1 and 2.
Meanwhile, Al Corey, I'm showing 1.3 seconds back now.
Yep, you can just kind of hear the Jaws music playing, can't you?
I don't know if he's going to have enough time. I mean, we're down to 10 to go.
Well, what I'm kind of thinking here, and I've seen this a dozen times at Iowa, we're going to have Hyde, we're going to have Turan, side by side, they touch each other, and then you got, a second back to Rafter, and then he basically gets to just cruise right by them guys wrecking.
9 to go that time by at the line. Roy Hyde driving the wheels off the thing. You saw him kicking the back end out off a 4 there. Seems to be faster than Turan, but the inside lane is just so difficult to pass here at Iowa. Got a good run into 3 and 4 that time.
Well, it's keeping it pinched down off of each other coming off the corner, and you get to where they turn into it too far and spin yourself out through the grass.
Yeah,
tires are definitely anything but stickers right now.
He needs to run it on that high line in 3 and 4 and take that run down the front straightaway and pass him, do a slide job in 1 and 2. I think that's the only way you're going to get by him here.
It's about a half a car length lower through 3 and 4, but this might be a good opportunity. Nope, couldn't quite get there.
Well, he's just so close, but then again, it's just so far away.
I don't think Al's got enough speed to get there, guys. I mean, unless there's some contact between first and second, I think you're looking at the battle for the win.
Yep.
He's securely just in 3rd here, so I mean, you can push it and then get caught out by a late race restart here, or you can just kind of save his stuff, stay out, and have the upper hand here.
Watch this run that Roy Hyde's going to get down the backstretch. I think it's going to be a good one. Kind of went in there higher than he had been.
Coming into 5 to go, side by side. Looking for the end on Monday Night ARCA. Still cannot get it accomplished. Hyde is
Turan went a little bit high.
Is that enough to do it? Boy, he got a real good run down the backstretch, though.
I still think the 305's quicker than the 002, but Oliver has been flawless in defending his position. And Roy Hyde is burning that right rear tire off, and you can see him out of shape off a 4. Right now is where the 305 needs to take a couple deep breaths and just kind of plan that last couple attempts at the... And maybe this lap car is going to come into play.
Lap car could come into play here.
There he goes. did a good job getting out of the way.
Yeah, you don't want to be the reason somebody wins or loses.
Oliver Turan got off a 4 really, really well that time by.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, Hyde just might be where he's at. And yeah, Raptor's sitting there 1.3 back, hasn't really moved the last 5 laps. So this is definitely the battle for the win here.
Now, does Roy Hyde use the bumper? I mean, we're coming to the white flag this time by. He's had the speed. He's been able to get to his bumper, but how aggressive do you get for a win here? Race 2 of the season. I think you got to try it. And I think he's going to have a shot. White flag. Got to execute this exit of 2 here. Did a good job.
Yeah, I think he just lost out of 3.
He went in light. He's going to get a good run off the corner.
He just
he fought it. Oliver Turan wins the race. What a battle.
That was like
that was
18
entertaining.
laps.
That was great. A very great race between the 2 of them.
That was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, those guys, I think the 305 was quicker for a lot of those last few laps, but Oliver Turan was just flawless on keeping his car up high and defending the lead position. Iowa delivers once again. Great show.
Absolutely. There's your finishing order over some donuts. Who doesn't like beer and donuts?
That's a great combo for everything except the waistline.
Well, I ain't gonna lie.
Oliver looks like he's done this a time or two.
Kind of what I was thinking. Looks like we found ourselves another fast no-toad. And we've got just a second here. I've got Kendall Kerr, who was by far and away the announcer of the group. Matt Piracini was in here. Kyle Gret. I am Cooper for what little bit that is. Want to thank everybody for giving us a watch and the SDK stuff that about halfway through the race it popped up and told me that it wanted to update. And you can see what kept happening. Had to keep killing it and restarting it, so apologize for that. But we're going to be getting off here. Congratulations, Oliver. That was a fantastic win, and we will see you guys next week.
Charlotte. Should be a good one from Charlotte Motor Speedway.